Hi, I'm Allison for Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, and today we're going to talk about dryers. We're going to talk about what is a high velocity dryer or a force dryer and when you should use it on each specific coat type. Now, one of the things that I want to get clear is that there is a difference between a high velocity dryer, force dryer, and a hot dryer, because if you know anything at all about me, you know that I say you need to use both, right? But today we are going to talk about velocity dryer, the difference between a velocity dryer and a hot dryer. A hot dryer can be a handheld version like this or a stand dryer. A hot dryer has a heating element in it, a separate heating element, right? So that's just something to remember as we go forward. All right, so the velocity dryer. Your velocity dryer is a forced air dryer, a force dryer, a blaster. Those are all the different names kind of people talk about, and they do not have a heating element. Some of them, most of them, get about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than the room you're working in, right? So depending on where you, like for me, that varies greatly because I live in a place where the temperature fluctuates a lot throughout the year. And that's just something to remember when you're using these dryers. And with the velocity dryer too, people always ask me which nozzle they have. Like they have the cone one, they have the flat one. Some people say, I only ever use a flat one. I throw out all the other attachments. They're terrible. Personally, I only use the cone one. I never use any other one. I think the other ones are terrible, right? So it's clearly personal preference over which kind of nozzle you use on your force dryer. All right, so let's go through the force dryer and kind of when you're using it on each coat type. So double coat type. Double coat type, this is your beast, right? This is the dryer you are using all day, every day on your double coats. You are using them to get them pretty much as dry as possible. I'm gonna say my double coated breeds, unless they have a problem where I'm really trying to correct some coat with the heat of the hot dryer, I'm getting my dogs at least 85 to 90% dry with this dryer. It's really hard to get those whip knots with the velocity dryer on a double coat. It can happen, but it is much more difficult. And just the nature of the coat, how we want it to stand off from the body, all of those good things. The velocity dryer is your workhorse. You're using it all the time on those double coats. You can't live without it. Okay, and kind of the other end of the spectrum is your drop coated breeds. So your drop coated breeds, if you go near them typically with a force dryer, you need to have a plan of action and be very, very experienced and know exactly what you're doing, because otherwise you are going to turn that Havanese into just a giant whip knot. A whip knot is when you get the blaster, the force dryer, too close to the dog and the hair just starts spinning on itself, and it is a complete disaster with drop coats. I rarely use a blaster on my drop coated dogs. If I do, it's on a very heavily coated drop coated dog, and I have literally tied up all of the hair that actually drops down off the dog. Like I don't actually use it on the part that drops down. I use it on their leg and feet hair only. So I've tied up, held up, toweled out of the way, all of that droppy, flowy coat, and I'm just using it basically on their feet and on their belly. You have to be very, very careful using this on a drop coat. It's only used basically on the coat that you would use a slicker brush on, which isn't very much coat. It's just kind of a dangerous tool to use with those coats. Now going on to my scissored coat type. So the continuously growing coats, Bedlingtons, Kerrys, Poodles, Bichons, those things. Again, this dryer is going to do a lot of work for you, right? We really like this for those scissored coat types. And the reason is we want that coat to stand off of the dog, right? To be really blown out from the root. And you're just gonna get a better look a lot easier if you're using your force dryer correctly on that coat type. You're gonna use it right at the skin. You're gonna get that hair to stand right out off the body. I typically get my scissored coat type 75 to 85% dry with this dryer, depending on the coat type. Again, if I'm doing kind of any of them, any of those breeds, I'm not using it on their ears, their tail, or that top knot or neck hair, and that's like a poodle, a Bichon, anything like that. I think that it just, those areas, the hair is a lot finer, has a little bit of a different texture, and the force dryer can cause some problems there. Setter Spaniels. Setter Spaniels, again, these are breeds that have that jacketed coat. So I'm gonna use the force dryer on that jacket, right? So I'm gonna get the jacket, on my Setters and Spaniels, probably 95% dry with my velocity dryer. I'm gonna be very, very careful about using it on their side coat, on their furnishings. Again, because just like that drop coated breed, that coat basically is drop coat. You're gonna get those whip knots really, really easily. I will be careful and hold that coat out of the way and use the velocity dryer on the legs, on the front legs, on any hair that can kind of handle it. So any of that shorter coat. When we move on to our smooth coated dogs, this is a great dryer for the smooth coated dogs because you just want to knock as much water off of them as absolutely possible. So I like to just, towel them dry, and especially in the winter months when it's colder, make sure I'm just getting like under their armpits, and the front of their neck, their bellies, as dry as possible, getting that water just knocked out of them with the velocity dryer. It's easy, it's peasy, and it just is really nice for the dog to be as dry as quickly as possible. Now, wire coated dogs, again, you kind of have to have a plan, but I like to get, if you are washing the jacket of your wire coated dogs, which, most people don't wash the jacket every single bath, but the jacket that you are washing it, I'm gonna use that force dryer right away on that jacket, going in the direction that you want the hair to grow and really getting it to lay as flat, close, and as tight to the body as possible. Then I don't like to use it really on their beards or their faces, but I will use it on their legs to get the legs kind of like a scissored coat type, standing out away from the leg, being as big and, having that hair come out straight right from the root as possible. So those are the times and the places that I am using my velocity dryer on all of those coat types. Remember that I am going to follow up with my hot dryer. Like, that is just something that I always do. I think it is really important, but we have another video for you explaining when we're using that hot dryer on those coat types. I invite you to head over to Leading Edge Dog Show Academy and just get some expanded learning, right? We have courses that dive deep into today's topic. We have breed-specific grooming courses, Bernese Mountain Dog course, Golden Retriever, many poodle courses, Havanese, English Cocker, you name it, we got it at Leading Edge Dog Show Academy. As well, we have How to Dry Your Show Dog, which tells you how, when, and where to use the different dryers. And it's really, really an in-depth course. We also have Systematic and Stylized Drying, which is clearly all about how to use this and many, many other dryers and products. So if you're looking for further education from me and the team at Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, head on over there and check out some of our fantastic courses. Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video. Please leave us a comment below, let us know what you thought, and as well, if you have any ideas for future content that you'd like to see, you can put them down there as well. You can head over to leadingedgeDogShowAcademy.com where you can find our free, premium, and subscription content, and we'd love to have you join us there. As well, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. That way you never miss another free video tutorial. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.